Yeah, I didn't think we was gonna stream today. I didn't think we was gonna stream today. And I'm not seeing the viewerships that I want from the shorts today. That happens. Anyways, let's get right to it. Yeah. I was just about to watch Kicking It with Ross's video. I was just about to disagree with him on something. I was like, nah, let me just nah. He be actually like reaching out, like replying. I ain't got time to be replying with Kicking with Ross. Anyways, this is WWE band superstar supporting R-Truth, which makes sense. He's not really working there. Why would you wear his merch? What do they get from that? There's more releases coming. Okay. And then we got El Grande exposed wrestling news. I don't know what any of that means. El Grande is not Chad Gable. Y'all have to stop.
Going on, guys, it is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a shocking WWE debut goes down, WWE talent banned from supporting R-Truth, did R-Truth reject WWE, Raw in big trouble, more WWE releases coming, a man is arrested for stalking Liv Morgan, WWE exposed El Grande Americano's identity, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's the intro and get straight into our first story.
That he got the page taken down. I guess that's nice. That's real nice.
Now our first story looks at the shocking WWE debut goes down. After months of speculation, it is now official. Former AEW Women's Champion Mariah May is a WWE star. Last night on NXT television,
I don't care about it. We just get to the next story.
Next up, the secrets behind the surprise WWE debut. And we now know some major behind the scenes information relating to the WWE debut, Amata. But are they changing her name? And it looks like WWE are planning on changing Mariah May's change her name. Next up, WWE talent banned from supporting R-Truth. The WWE release of R-Truth has upset a lot of names in WWE. Truth was amongst the most popular names in the locker room, and he was seen as more of a close friend rather than a colleague. WWE names backstage at Raw this week wanted to support Truth by wearing his merchandise. However, WWE put a firm ban on this, and they wouldn't allow anyone to wear Truth's shirt. This report comes from WrestleVotes Radio, who stated, yes, so we've seen it in the past where guys get hurt, people move on, you see one of their shirts snuck in. That happened last night with Carlito. Dominic Mysterio had a Carlito shirt on TV, but they didn't want any R-Truth shirts being worn by talent on Monday Night Raw. Now this report definitely has some weight to it, as before Raw had started, Rhea Ripley did a TikTok in an R-Truth t-shirt, but when she went onto the broadcast, the t-shirt was removed. WWE releasing such a popular name and then not permitting talent to support that specific wrestler isn't great for morale. This is perhaps the first time since the TKO era began that the company could be facing significant internal backlash. Do WWE want to try and erase R-Truth at this point? Why else would they be so petty with talent just supporting their friend? But did R-Truth reject WWE? Jonathan Coachman was one of the first ex-WWE names to call out WWE for firing R-Truth, and according to Coachman himself, he's directly heard that Truth outright rejected WWE. On his podcast, Coachman stated that WWE and TKO offered Truth a new contract that was far less than his pre-existing deal. I should put this out there because I had someone reach out to me and reportedly, and I have not confirmed this, but reportedly they did offer R-Truth a contract that was far less money than what he was making, and he decided to turn that down. That's what somebody told me that's in the know. Whether or not that's true, I'm not sure. And these comments naturally need to be taken with a grain of salt, but if it is true, it would make sense. Truth's WWE release is incredibly random, and it's already been said that he did nothing wrong. WWE underestimating Truth's worth of the company wouldn't come as too much of a surprise, and it remains to be seen if these claims from Coachman will be verified by anyone else. Next up, WWE Raw in big trouble. Due to WWE Raw now being on Netflix, there's little discourse when it comes to ratings and demographics. However, the latest news could be about to change that. Yesterday, Netflix announced that the 26th May edition of Raw placed number 6 globally for the week. The show did 2.6 million views with 4.8 million hours viewed. But whilst this sounds great on paper, this actually means that it's now tied for the lowest Raw episode on Netflix to date and would be the lowest hours viewed for any episode since January. Now, is this terrible news for the WWE and Netflix deal? Well, it's unknown what numbers Netflix want from WWE on a weekly basis, but the news of the episode being the lowest to date is quite alarming. The WWE product hasn't been received super well so far in 2025, and fans really aren't in a rush to watch Raw every single week. One of the positive things for WWE is that the ratings on a weekly basis are somewhat consistent, and they're still obtaining millions of fans to the product. WWE can't get complacent, and they really need to realize that they need to deliver a compelling, gripping product if fans, particularly those who use Netflix, are going to stay watching the product on a weekly basis. Next up is an ex-WWE star entering the Hall of Fame. There's often discourse on social media relating to the WWE Hall of Fame. A lot of fans believe that the Hall of Fame should be treated as a serious, legitimate concept, and only the top stars should ever go in. However, there are also those fans who believe that any wrestler that positively contributed to WWE over a set period should go in, and one of those names that's often thrown around is Santino Marella. Marella was in WWE for almost a decade, and he managed to remain consistently over for that entire time period. Marella was extremely popular, particularly with younger fans, and there's a strong argument to be made that he should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Marella was asked about his potential Hall of Fame status during an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and Marella pretty much shared the sentiment of the fans with his comments. Well, it depends what you go to wrestling for. If you want macho tough guys, and some people just don't like comedy, they want to see slobber knockers each and every match. It's pretty polarized. I think the vast majority of people appreciate the comedy, but there are people that they have no place for comedy. The Hall of Fame is definitely a place that acknowledges and honors all types of wrestlers and gimmicks, and Marella certainly fits the bill for a future Hall of Fame nod. Next up, more WWE releases incoming. Whilst it looks like the WWE releases were over, that doesn't appear to be the case. According to Brian Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Radio, he's been told directly that more releases could be on the horizon. Been told there might be others as well, so this might not be the end with Valhalla being released. Alvarez also drew attention to The Miz, as The Miz removed all references to WWE from his X account a number of days ago, and despite reports stating that The Miz isn't leaving, fans shouldn't rule it out. Miz has not been doing much lately, and on Friday they did a segment he had just gotten put together with Carmelo Hayes as a tag team, and they were teasing a breakup on Friday, and this was right when they cut Truth and Carlito and now Sarah Logan, and I've been told there were others. And I bring up The Miz not just because of that angle, but if you go to his Twitter, I mean, there are no mentions of WWE. It no longer says the most must-see WWE superstar. He removed all references to WWE. It now says the most must-read Twitter account of all time, and that's it. As things stand, Truth, Carlito and Sarah Logan are the only 3 names confirmed to be released by WWE, and hopefully that's the end of the talent cuts. Next up, Liv Morgan's stalker arrested. A report surfaced before NXT last night that a well-known stalker was outside of WWE's Performance Center, and it surfaced that the individual was the one that had been stalking Morgan. Sean Ross Sapp would then take to X to confirm that the individual had been arrested. Liv Morgan's stalker was arrested. WWE had been made aware of the situation and called in authorities. However, even though he was arrested, according to Ringside News, the person was not officially charged with stalking that night. Ringside News' Steve Carrier tweeted, despite reports of a Liv Morgan stalker being arrested outside the NXT Performance Center, Orange County arrest records show that no one was charged with stalking. 3 individuals were arrested for trespassing, but no stalking charges were filed. Now, even though a charge wasn't filed, hopefully this deters this idiot from any stalking. And finally, WWE exposed El Grande Americano's identity. Now, final story today takes a look at how WWE has just given away the true identity of El Grande Americano. During Americano's Money in the Bank qualifier on Raw, fans noticed that he had CG written on his boots. But who has the initial CG? Well, Chelsea Green, of course. Now, surely this was a homage to another different wrestler with CG, and that could only mean one person. Now I know who you're thinking, right? This is definitely a homage to another wrestler with the name CG. Chavo Guerrero, right? Come on, it has to be. Now, obviously, some other fans are saying that the initials stand for Chad Gable, and this became such a hot topic on social media that Gable was forced to address the allegations directly by stating, really proud of this guy, even though I did have to borrow him my boots, which he stretched out last night because the airlines lost his. Big day for both of us Saturday. Hombre, good luck. A credit to Gable for coming up with this hilarious justification as to why Americano is using his boots. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
I don't know. Did I not move the screen up? That's on me. Anyways, I apologize. We'll do better in the next one. See you on the next one.